Hi, my name is Fernando Rodriguez from Miguri Corp. Before starting, it is important to give you a little background about education in Peru. Please take into consideration that educational stages in Peru are different from the ones in the USA. So, for the sake of easy comprehension, when I say schools, I'm talking about institutions which the students are among 6 and 16 years old. Over the years, an enormous amount of private schools started to appear over the whole country. These private schools are the result of an attempt to give parents an alternative option for educating their sons and daughters. Parents have a lot of options in the market. To show you some numbers, in 2016, just in Lima, there was an average of 108 students per school. You can check out a video I uploaded to YouTube that shows a day I walked around trying to get meetings and found lots of schools in less than an hour. The link's in the description. This means you can find private schools everywhere. But technology is not a strength of most of this bunch of schools because Peru is an emerging economy. Thus, our idea was from the beginning bringing technology to them. Notice that besides having a profitable startup, we also want to boost the quality of education in Peru. We detected there a big hole in the market. So in December 2016, I quit my job and immediately ran with Cesar an enterprise called Miguri Corp. And in the meantime, I started using Ashmaria's Lean Canvas. We formulated the problem that says robotics and technology are often too expensive for the big majority of schools and students in Peru, and it is turning into a bigger necessity in education. Let's break the solution through. We have a two-sided market where students are users and parents payers, and this is how it works. In the case of offering robotics as an extracurricular course, schools would pay us 119 soles per enrolled student. We would teach to students they get and schools would charge parents a fee that is higher than 119, for example 200 soles. This price is cheaper than competitors, and in the case of offering it as part of the curricula, the model is basically the same, but with a difference that our course comes with a set of other services like sports classes, science, and the basic things that schools offer. The reason why we weren't concerned about getting involved with parents at the beginning is that in this first business model, our streams don't come from them, and our cost structure would be based in minimalizing fixed cost and making them variable. Regarding cost, we always try to fail fast and cheap, so our registers indicate we have spent 1,553 soles so far, being 55% of it spent in accountability and legal requirements, 32% developing our robots, and the rest in other matters. What we did was phone calling school's reception desk and try to get meetings with principals in order to present them and offer a service. All of these schools in the north side of the city. It is noteworthy that we received constant feedback from Professor Luis Ernesto Tapia. There were in total 10 principals we had meetings with. We didn't have a perfect product, but we were daring and showed them our minimal viable product, which you can see on screen. And soon we realized there were relevant changes that had to be made. First, as the new solution, we had to offer the most affordable robotics course taught in schools installations all over Peru. Yes, we were daydreaming offering 119 soles per course. To give you an idea, there are schools that charge a month fee of 150 soles to their students, and our price made it impossible to implement robotics. We were mesmerized by prices we saw in the market that are over 300 soles, so we thought our price was a bargain. By now, you might be wondering why competitors have those prices, and the answer is that their market are the kind of wealthy parents. But in an emerging economy, the broader market is made up of non-wealthy parents, who are the ones we are trying to fit with. Other thing principals told us is that robotics might be a competitive advantage for them, but not a priority. We understood we weren't that high in the painkillers ranking due to the intensity of the pain. Second, we noticed principals' major concern was if this new service offered by a couple of undergraduates was of quality and if students would like it. For that reason, we went through a period of agile development to test our course and robots with real students. It took us a month and a half to enhance our robots, and make them cheaper, reducing electronic components and our benefit margins. Moreover, we offered free classes to see students' reactions. As a result, we did a small release, the second version of our robots, which you can see on screen. These new robots that look and work much better and also cost less than first ones, we could generate a better product market fit. We scheduled new meetings and presented the improvements we did. That is when Mr. Escudero, principal of Maria Rach School, did the greatest contribution. He said, "Teach robotics in my school's classrooms as an extracurricular course, including students from outside, and let's share the earnings." This proposition opened our minds because it's so simple and reasonable that we still wonder how we didn't thought about it before. Just think about it. In the rest of meetings, after making a demonstration of the robots, the first question they ask is, "How much is going to cost the implementation of your course?" And we used to answer, "Sir, your school is gonna teach robotics and you will pay nothing. We are going to pay you." How's that possible? In the case of an extracurricular course, our revenue streams come directly from parents who would pay 85 soles. The necessary installation would be a school's building, and they receive a fee per student of 17 soles, and that's it. The customer segment isn't made up by principals anymore. Now it's made up by everyone who likes robotics. The schools are now channels and key partners because facilitate getting to students and turn into the installation where we teach. This has a good impact in the cost structure as well. Our key partners charge to us a fee that is below the market price of classroom rents, and that is variable depending on the number of enrolled students. This way, we reduce the partner risk of having that fixed cost. This new model has allowed us to release our first course in Maria Rach School, which is programmed to start on April 20th. And we are about to open a new course on another school, but the date is not confirmed yet. As our market benchmark shows, we have handled to offer the most affordable course and have in the meantime good margins. This is in the north side of Lima, and will be a great chance to improve our business model and start an expansion to the rest of the city. Therefore, we have now started to do another customer validation, but now with parents. Soon, we'll be ready to scale it in the whole Lima. This is our first canvas. This is our second canvas. And this is a summary of the process we went through. Last but not least, robotics is just our first step. We want to apply our business model with other technological courses, and we have virtual reality in mind, because we are Miguri Corp, educative technology for emerging economies.